Actress Simone Missick made history in Marvel's Luke Cage as Misty Knight, TV's first black female superhero. She was a badass. She's now starring as Judge Lola Carmichael, another badass, in the hit CBS drama All Rise. It's set in Los Angeles courthouse. The show is the first primetime scripted series to produce a virtual episode that reflects the realities of the coronavirus. So in tonight's very special episode, recorded using FaceTime and Zoom, Judge Carmichael must preside over a virtual bench trial during a mandatory shelter-in-place order.
In the matter of the People versus Kurt Beto, I would have preferred you would come to me with a plea deal.
Couldn't reach a resolution.
Your Honor. Sorry, are we on the record?
Yes, I'm typing.
Yes, you are in Judge Carmichael's chamber, standing right in front of her desk, in fact.
Okay, good to know.
And Judge Carmichael is very displeased with you two. I would have expected
Displeased? Really? Is that how you're going to talk to counsel? Come on.
Excuse me?
Wait, Callan, is this your first time appearing in front of Judge Carmichael?
First time.
It doesn't matter.
Everyone, be quiet. Your Honor.
Simone Missick joins us from her home in Los Angeles. They were actually in courtroom 802. Good morning to you, Simone. Let me just say this. It was, you and your crew should give yourself a round of applause. I'm giving you a round of applause right now. It was so creative, so well done, so nicely executed. So I have a couple of things right off the bat. How did you guys come up with the idea? And more importantly, how in the world did you pull that off?
Oh my goodness. So Greg Spottiswoode, our show creator, was just trying to figure out how they could come up with a finale. You know, we stopped filming in the middle of our second to last episode. It was supposed to be a two-parter. And so our show producers were trying to figure out how we could give a proper farewell. And at some point, Greg and I kind of joked about how one of our characters could work from home because she was pregnant in real life, Ruthie Ann Miles. And so I said, well, if anybody could tell Lola what to do from home, it would be Sherry. And I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg, but they came up with this virtual episode. And it was very much inspired by everything that's going on right now. Courts are happening virtually. People are all working from home in the majority of, you know, the world. And so they came up with it. They sent actors equipment and things that they needed to use during the filming, but we all had our own computers, our own phones. They sent us some lights and, you know, we just dove headfirst into this.
Well, let me just say mission accomplished. But what was so cool about it, Simone, is that you guys hit testing, adult kids telling their parents to stay home, dealing with kids in a meeting from home, toilet paper shortages, exercising. There was one thing about a black man with a mask who had a bandana and people crossing the street, which I've heard actually is happening to black men in this country. And then you talk about inmates in prison. It was all so relevant, all of the things that you hit on, talking too loud on the Zoom, which I find myself doing. So what are you hoping people will get out of this? There were many messages in this show.
You know, our show tends to always try to be very current and very present. And one of the things that I've noticed being at home and binging a lot of TV, everything feels like it's BC, before the coronavirus. And there's something about giving our audiences a very present story that is comforting, that does show them how fellow citizens are dealing with this pandemic, that they are not alone. But I think that it also does raise a lot of important issues that we need to discuss and consider as a society. You know, it's very difficult to think outside of your own situation, you know, taking care of an elderly parent, or if you're immunocompromised, or if you're out of work. But this also allows you to think about the people in the legal system, the prisoners, and the people who work in essential industries who cannot take a day off. And so this show, like all of our episodes, just tries to open up everyone's perspective to look outside of themselves and to look at their neighbor and see how they can help, or where they're coming from.
There was also I noticed a thing. It looks like a sort of a tie or a nod to D Nice. There was a DJ played by Dorian Missick, who is sort of like the voice through the whole episode about how people are feeling and what they're doing. What did you think of Dorian Missick's performance? Did he do okay?
Well, you know, he is all right. No, as my husband, I'm always his number one cheerleader. He is a DJ in real life, and he had been, DJing and doing different fundraisers on Instagram in order to raise money for essential
Yeah,
workers.
we should say that Dorian is your husband. We should
Yes,
say that Dorian is your husband, and he's also an actor. We should also point that out. And I'm curious how you two are navigating quarantining. It seems to be going okay. Starting with that painting of the little girl on the other side of your head. I love her. I love her.
Thank you.
I will reach out about that.
Thank you. That was Oh, yes. So we've been doing well. We had a bit of a scare in the beginning. My mother-in-law came down with the coronavirus. She
Simone,
she lives in Atlanta.
Sorry.
She started experiencing symptoms.
But she's okay?
The 15th of March, and she is now well home and completely getting better and better every day. And it brought our family closer.
I'm glad she's okay
now via Zoom. Yes, thank you. But
that's what happens. It is bringing families closer together. Yeah. Thank you, Simone. Thank you. And bravo to tonight's show. Tonight, All Rise, 9, 8 Central on CBS.